This episode is made possible by Mindful Souls. Imagine receiving a box filled with treasures to enhance your mindfulness journey, delivered to you each month. From crystals to expert advice, the Mindful Box is your monthly dose of peace and growth. Start with 25% off your first box when you use code SELFLOVE25 at checkout. That's SELFLOVE25 at checkout at mindfulsouls.com. That's MINDFULSOULS.com. Join a community dedicated to your well-being today. Hello, and welcome to 12-Minute Meditation, a weekly podcast from Mindful and Mindful.org that offers mindfulness meditations backed by neuroscience. If you've been practicing, you know that 12 minutes of meditation a day can yield benefits like increased attention, focus, creativity, calm, resilience, and compassion. The latest scientific research supports this knowledge. So, on this podcast, we invite you to do your 12-minute practice with guided meditations from today's leading mindfulness experts. We share a new practice each week, providing you with new ways to experience some of those benefits day to day. Before we dive in, we have some wonderful news to share. Thanks to your unwavering support, Mindful Magazine is making a comeback as an annual special issue. We're thrilled to bring you a fresh, revitalized edition filled with inspiring stories, thought-provoking articles, and practical tips to enrich your mindfulness practice. This revival is all about you, our vibrant community, and we're excited to once again bring you a magazine that reflects and celebrates our shared values and interests. I'm Chelsea Arsenal, host of 12-Minute Meditation at Mindful and Mindful.org. And this week, Will Schneider instructs us in paying attention to the gentle, natural flow of our breath. By becoming more aware of our inhales and exhales, we gradually bring calm to our mind and our nervous system. We're giving ourselves permission to slow down for a few minutes. And as we breathe, we can also witness the active chatter of our mind without being swept away in the thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Mindfulness practice reveals how our thoughts and emotions are constantly changing, and this simple, relaxing meditation gives us a chance to release expectations and judgments. A state of mind awareness is strengthened each time we notice the mind wandering and choose to come back to the sensations of the breath moving in and out of our body. Will Schneider is a Stanford University ambassador of compassion, and John McGaskill is a co-host of the popular Men Talking Mindfulness podcast, dedicated to empowering men to embrace their true selves with bravery and authenticity. Will has more than 15 years of experience teaching cognitive fitness, meditation, breathwork, and yoga. He's a resident of New York City. In 2017, he was recognized as one of New York City's best yoga teachers. You can find more of Will's teaching and meditations at www.mentalkingmindfulness.com. If you're looking to reduce stress and anxiety and want to feel more present throughout your day, check out the show notes for details on an upcoming online meditation course with Men Talking Mindfulness starting October 6th. You can subscribe to 12-Minute Meditation while you're on mindful.org or wherever you find your favorite podcast. And if you're moved to leave us a review, we'd be grateful. And so will other listeners. See, your review helps them to decide whether 12-Minute Meditation is for them. But for now, for you, here's Will Schneider.
All right, welcome to this simple breath meditation practice. So get yourself ready, sitting up in a comfortable position, whether in a chair, ground your feet on the floor if you're in a chair, Try to sit up tall, working for that dignified spine, so not slouching, but sitting up tall and proud and dignified. Or maybe you're sitting in more of a traditional meditation seat, that's fine. Or maybe you want to take this lying down. It's just as a good way to start and develop this practice, and that's perfectly fine. So let's just start by finding our breath. So let's just empty the breath all the way out. And let it go, and really try to get empty so you can really feel that emptiness. And then take a big breath into your belly. Bigger breath into your belly. Let it go out the mouth nice and easy. And just keep breathing like this. Really big inhales. Really, you can really feel that significant aspect of the breath in and out. And keep going in. Slow the breath down, but deepen the breath. Really big, broad, wide belly breath, and then filling to the top and letting it go. We're just going to take these next couple minutes, just kind of continually deepen that breath. Just become aware of the flow of the breath. Instead of thinking about your breathing, how about you just be curious of it? And curiosity is so nice because you can just really step back and just observe the sensations of the breath. That's all. But really in the beginning here, to help slow things down, which is like these first two meditation practices we're going to work with here, we need to take those bigger inhales, really big and deep. But also exercise the exhale in a nice, slow, easy, mindful way. Let's go a little bit deeper into the breath here. So let's bring, a hand onto your belly, or maybe both hands onto your belly, or right hand on your belly, left hand on your chest if you like. And let's just use the hands to feel more of that breath flowing in and out, and just being mindful there, just focusing just on the simple flow of the breath, the sensations that are being created, just again staying in the space of curiosity. I'm just going to go for another minute here and just keeping that breath nice and big and deep. Maybe taking your breath in and out of the nose as we breathe deep. By deepening this breath and slowing the breath down and become more aware of the breath, we naturally begin to slow our neurological processes down. We begin to naturally slow the biology down, the heart rate, the blood pressure. We begin to naturally, cognitively slow down the mind. A few more deep breaths. And one more deep breath like that. And just let the breath rest in its natural state. This doesn't have to be as big as the first few minutes that we just experienced the breath, but I just want you to be aware of the breath. So using the breath as the meditation tool, as the focusing tool. Let's just stay with the flow of the breath as it just inflates and expands the belly, and also, deflates and contracts the belly. And if you're only breathing into your chest at this point, really try to invite the breath down and ask the breath to go deep into the belly. It's natural to breathe this way. It's okay if you're not breathing this way right now, but just be with the breath as it is, where it is, and just be aware without judgment of that simple flow of breath. And just by focusing in this way, you're going to be able to see all the little cleverness of the mind trying to pull you somewhere into the future or drag you into the past. And just notice that you're thinking, or maybe even just label it as like, that's thinking. And then come back to the awareness, the simple awareness of your breath as it fills and spills. And be with the mind and the body as it is. Like the mind is made to be distracted. It always has a sense of alertness to it, but we don't have to attach to the mind. We don't need to attach to those thinkings, like almost like it's kind of dangling a carrot before us, and it's up to us if we have the choice to come back to the focus on just the experience of the breath, or grab that carrot and get taken along into some story of the mind. But just come back to the breath instead. And be curious of the subtleties of each passing breath. Being aware emotionally as well. Like, are you beating yourself up when you kind of fall short of the mark here and get attached to a thought or swept up in an emotion? And just let that go too, the emotions. Come back to the breath. And what's helpful, just to kind of let go and maybe to wake up more of the experience of the breath, is just take a few hard breaths. So inhale through the nose and out the nose. Kind of shaking it all off. Again, inhale through the nose, hard breath. Feel that big swell of breath in your body and let that go. And one more. And just come back to that simple observation of your breath as it is. This is the practice. That's it. Nothing fancy, but lots to focus on, lots to work on here. Every time you kind of catch yourself in a thought or become attached to an emotion and you come back to the breath, it's a little victory. It's a little moment of, oh, hey, I'm waking up to my thoughts, I'm waking up to my emotions, and I'm bringing myself back into the only time it ever is, here and now. But just being with the sensations of your breath. Letting go of the expectations that might be coming along as with part of your practice, in the sense of like, oh, I should feel more peaceful right now, or I should be experiencing this, or I was hoping today that my meditation would yield this. Let it all go. No expectations, no attachment. Being with things as they are, inside and outside. Inside, just following the breath as it is. Outside, letting the world around you be as it is. Those little sounds, or maybe someone speaking, or maybe the cold air, the warm sun. Just leave it alone. And just keep following your breath. In and out, soft and smooth. Just being aware, just observing. Being with things as they are. Doesn't matter if you need to come back 1,000 times to one breath. That's the practice. It's not about getting it right or being perfect. It's just about showing up, doing the best you can with where you are as the day is, how you are physically and mentally and emotionally in this day, in this moment. And just trying again and again and again to get back to this moment by being aware of your breath. We'll just stay for one more minute. And just keep following the breath in your belly. Take a moment and just thank yourself for taking the time today to honor your practice and honor your commitment to this course. And thank you for practicing, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Way to show up.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of 12-Minute Meditation from Mindful and Mindful.org. I hope you enjoyed practicing with us today. We'll be back in 7 days with another meditation practice to enrich your journey. But in the meantime, stay connected by signing up for our free newsletter at mindful.org/sign up for compelling insights and actionable ideas to enrich your everyday life. That's mindful.org/SIGNUP.